I'm Korean, and I met my husband in an army in Korea. And then, so we decided we get married. And then I immigrated to Montana. And then I was new bright and nothing to do, and had a limited language I can read or speak very well. This lady who is a farmer, she brought this shoebox full of patterns, and she said, I'm going to teach everybody quilt. So I signed up for her class, and then I went there. And I just immediately loved it. So my husband had a motorcycle. He sold his motorcycle. He bought me sewing machine. And that was my beginning of a career. I've been quilting for 35 years, and over 6,000 to 7,000 different quilters took my classes through Casper College. I wanted to just share my knowledge, and I would like to pass down to anybody who wants to learn.
Yong Hui has a gift with color and pattern, and so when I'm looking at 6 different bolts of fabric, she'll talk to me about maybe the intensity or the depth or the brightness.
This weekend I'm going to drive off to Casper Mountain, take pictures. And I don't use just one picture. I take a series of different pictures, and then I combine beautiful fall scene and little prints, and then you start working with it. When I was growing up, there was a huge old willow tree. I always play hide and seek with friends. So the willow tree was a symbol. I always had so much fondness of the willow trees. I just looked at, that looks like a rainy day underneath the willow tree. So I just started cut fabrics out and started placing it and developed it. So that is my original.
I'd made my kids' clothes, I'd made all kinds of crafts, and I thought, I got this sewing thing down. Quilting is not just sewing. Probably has more in common with engineering than anything I've ever done.
I have a friend who was an engineer, building bridges and stuff. So he's being engineer, he has so much the better idea, angles, and because you need a lot of geometry and angles and measurements they use. And he being engineer, he did a really good job. He used to have a trailer house, and when he was building a bridge along, someplace, he have to tape the windows because his co-workers, who's all bully men, tease him about it, being doing women's work. And now he's internationally known. He goes like Ireland, England, everywhere to go teach classes. He quit being engineer. He make a living in quilting. And once in a while, I run into those young people. And they say, I still have your quilt. They still have them and remember who given to them, And if I bought them toaster, they're going to say, thank you for toaster. I still have your toaster, But quilt, they remember. A lot of times I do start designing and working. I forget about everything. I forget about eating. Only thing I just, I'm thirsty, water, and that's that, And then other than that, just makes me feel peace and calm, and I feel really good about myself. I feel to be nice to other people. I just have a smile on my face.